So getting a full body twist, make sure those arms are moving. I'm gonna move my camera down a little bit, twisting the shoulders, twisting the hips. I cut my head out, I gotta position my perfect camera here. So keep on twisting, try to get the arms nice and relaxed. So try not to force those movements, just get the arms feeling good. And you can twist up on that toe and just getting that full body motion. We'll go one more to each side. And then you're just gonna do a high knee motion. So one knee comes up and then the other. If you wanted to grab behind your leg, you could. It's really kind of up to you, whatever feels good, it doesn't matter. And you're just going side to side. Your goal is to at least get your knee up to your waistline. And it doesn't have to be fast, it's just mostly just moving those hip flexors and getting the heart rate up just a little bit. Just a little bit. And you're just feeling good mostly, right? Yeah. So we're gonna go about 15 more seconds here, then we're gonna go into a butt kicker and get our arms moving with it. I got 10 seconds here. My eyes are watery today. Those allergies, they're gonna get you. So you got one more to each side, and then you're gonna do butt kicks. So kicking back, and you're gonna have your arms swing and open. So you're opening up the shoulders and opening up the chest, right? And you're just kicking back. You don't have to touch your heel to your tush. If you do, cool. If you don't, it doesn't matter. And every time those arms come back, kind of squeeze those shoulder blades just to make sure those posture muscles are awake, right? Because typically, after you wake up in the morning, you might be a little stiff, right? If you haven't moved much. If you've already been moving around all day, you're probably like, morning, this is like lunchtime. I don't know. So we got about 10 seconds here, and then we're going to stretch out our arms a little bit more. So we'll go about 4 more. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to have your arms come up. You're just going to do a good morning stretch. So you're kind of just going side to side. You can move your hips with it. You're just trying to stretch laterally. That's fancy talk, isn't it? And just going side to side, right? Stretching out those sides. And we're going to go about 4 more. There's 1. Here's 2, 3, and 4. So now we're going to go opposites with straight leg. You're going to go opposite arm, opposite leg. So you're going to kick forward and reach. So you don't have to reach your toes on this. If you did, then I don't know. You either have really short arms or really long arms or really short legs if you can touch your toe, right? Or you're like kicking up by your head. So again, trying to at least kick up to that waistline, right? That's the goal. And again, it doesn't have to be fast. You're trying to get nice activation through the hamstring, right? And you're just going side to side. So we got about 15 seconds. And then we're going to go back to warming up just those arms. So we got 5 more here. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now you're going to do a body weight row. So arms are out to the side or out in front of you. You're going to pull back, squeeze, sternum comes forward, and you come back. So you're really focusing on squeezing those shoulders, right? Waking up the posture muscles. And it's not too complicated, right? You don't have dumbbells in your hand yet. You just want to wake up those muscles so they know what to do, right? So we're going to go 5 more. Here's 1. Here is 2. Here's 3. Here's 4. Here is 5. So now we're going to go into our good morning motion, our hip hinge. So you can either have your hands down, like if you're going to pick something up, or behind your head. You're going to hinge at your waist, hips press back, and you're going to stand up. So basically what you're doing is a deadlift motion, right? So we're not squatting. You'll have that sock bend in your knees. You want to act like you're going to touch your hips or your butt to the wall behind, right? So you're just pressing the hips back, come up and squeeze. It's like if you're picking something up off the floor and then back, right? Because that's important to know how to pick things up off the floor, right? So it's just nice and controlled. If you look slightly straight ahead as you come down, it helps straighten out your back. Okay, so we got about 15 seconds. Taking your time, nice and controlled. You don't even have to reach down that far. Your hands can come down just to below your knee and back, right? So it's not like you have to touch the floor here or anything like that. Okay, let's do 3 more. There's 1, coming down, coming up. There's 2, coming down, Coming up, there's 3. So we're gonna get a little bit of stability moves with our legs here. So left leg is gonna stay put. You're gonna slightly bend that knee. With your right leg, you're gonna step out wide, you'll come back, or out front, come back wide, come back and behind. Okay, so you're going up, wide, back, right? Up, wide, back. So you're trying to have that left leg be your stabilizing leg. So if you bend that left knee a little bit, it's gonna wake up that quad more, right? If that hurts your knee, just stay up taller and focusing on just tapping that leg. Right, so we're trying to get our body ready for some balance moves here today, some single side moves. So you've got to kind of find your range of motion, right? So the more your left leg is bent, the harder it'll be, right? The more your left leg is straight, the easier it is on that knee, right? And you want to just tap and go, right? So you don't have to go quick. You could go quicker, but it's really up to you what feels good. So we got about 15 seconds until we switch legs. That's easy enough. So we're gonna go one more set here. So we'll go up, side, back. You can stand up straight for a second. We're switching legs. So right leg is our stabilizing. You're gonna go forward, side, back, right? And it feels a little weird to switch sides at first, I think. And remember, you always bring that foot back to the middle, right? It's kind of like we're making a star shape here and we're finishing the other half, right? So you can kind of picture the little dots that you have to tap, 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 right? And you're just repeating that motion. You're trying to control that leg, right? You want to make sure your leg's not just flapping around. You're not just doing weird stuff, right? So control where you tap, right? And we got about 15 seconds again. Right, and this just feels good already. And we're going to get going here in a second. We got 3 more sets. Here's 1, 1, 1. Here's 2, 2, 2. Here's your last one. Forward, side, back. You're going to relax. You can shake out those legs. So we're going to go ahead and grab our weights. So we have 3 exercises that we're going to do, and then we're going to repeat the set. Okay. So this first step is going to be a glute burner here. So you're going to keep your right leg forward. You're going to step back as far as you can with your left leg. You're going to do your hip hinge. You'll come back and come back up. So you'll step, hinge, back, up. So it's like you're trying to touch your chest to your quad. You don't have to, right? So if you need to modify it, just do a smaller motion, right? Ready? And go. So you're going to step and hinge and back, right? Weights are just hanging by your side. You should feel this through your right glute almost immediately, right? This is not an easy exercise. You don't want to go fast. Okay, you want to really take your time and focus on that hip hinge, right? So going fast on this does not make it better, right? The slower and more controlled you can do it, the better it is for you, right? And as you lean forward, you're kind of slightly looking ahead. We're going to do 3 more. Here's 1. We'll step back, hinge. Coming up. Here's 2. Coming down. Coming up. We got 1 more. Here's 3. Coming down. Coming up. And then we're going to switch, right? So now our left leg stays forward. Right leg steps back. We hinge. And we come back up. Okay? We hinge. And we come back up. So you're trying to go as big a range of motion as you can. Again, if you modify, just do smaller range of motions, right? You don't have to do large, crazy range of motions if you don't feel like you can control it, okay? And you're slightly looking ahead to keep that back flat, right? Doing a great job here. We got 3 more to do. Here's 1. Here's 2. Here is 3. So this next move, you can hold one weight if you want to. I'm not going to hold any because I don't want my hands to be tired. But you're going to keep your right leg forward. Your left leg is going to be back. And you're going to raise and lower that left leg up and down. Okay, ready? And go. So you're lifting up and down with that left leg. So your right leg is really the leg that's in charge, right? So the more you bend that knee, right, the harder it gets, but the bigger range of motion you can do. Right? If you're more upright, you could still do this move. Just pay attention to your knee. So if your knee hurts, don't bend down as much, right? So you have 15 seconds Then we're going to switch legs. Okay, so shoulders are relaxed. You're breathing. If you needed to hold on to something for extra balance, you could. You got 3 more. Here's 1, 2, 3, and we're going to switch. So left leg is forward, right leg is behind. We're lifting, 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 right? So I feel more balance on my left side. So this feels kind of good to me. So try to point your toe with that right leg. You should feel this through your glute and your hamstring, right? So remember, the more you bend that left leg, right, the more you can bring that right leg up straight, okay? So try to keep it in a range of motion you can consistently do. Okay, we got about 5 seconds here, so we'll do 3 more. Here's 1, 2, 3. You're gonna relax, you're gonna grab both of those dumbbells. Then we're gonna do a weighted hip hinge. So we've got our feet hip width apart. Just like during warm-ups, you're gonna press your hips back. Weight comes to your shins. You stand up, squeeze those glutes. So you're coming down, up and squeeze. Down, up and squeeze. If you wanted to add to it, you could come down, up and squeeze and bring your weights behind your hips. And when you come up, right, and get more posture. But it's really up to you. You want to press your hips back. You should feel this through your hamstrings, not your quads, right? So we want to feel it in the back of our legs. So push your hips back as much as you can, right? You're keeping your core tight. Every time you come up, squeeze those glutes, right? They need that attention, right? Glutes like to have attention. You're doing a great job here. Again, taking your time does not have to be fast, right? And on hip hinges, typically you want to move a little bit slower. The more you press your hips back, the better, okay? You're doing a great job. We're going to go 10 more. Here's 1, coming up. Here's 2, right? Coming down. 3, coming down. 4, coming down. 5, your hamstring should be darn burning. 6, coming down. There's 7, coming down. 8, we've got 2 more, coming down. 9, coming down. 10. Okay, so there's our 3 exercises. We are going to repeat those moves, right? So we're starting with our first step back and into our hinge, okay? So right leg's forward, we're stepping back with the left. You're going to hinge down and come back up, right? You're hinging down and back. Stepping back, hinge, and back. So remember, the more you step back, the harder it is, right? So control that range of motion if you need to, right? Do a smaller motion as you go. It's just really up to you today, right? So it doesn't have to be a wild range of motion, right? Especially your second time through, you might be getting a little bit tired, right? So take your time, focusing on that form, right? And remember, you want to act like you're just hinging at the waist, acting like you're going to touch your chest to your quad. We got 3 more. Here's 1, coming back. Here's 2, right? We got 1 more. Here's 3. Okay, so we're switching. Left leg's forward, right leg will go back. Go ahead. We step and hinge and come back. Step and hinge and come back. Right, so taking your time with that motion, right? Only go back as far as you feel you can, right? So you might feel a little bit of your lower back working, but you shouldn't feel a burn or a pain with it, right? If it burns or feels a little tired, you're using it, okay? But taking your time through this motion. Okay, we've got 3 more. Here's 1. Here's 2. Here's 1 more. Here's 3. You're going to relax. We set our weights down. Okay, so you're kind of almost still in that hip hinge. Right leg's forward, left leg is back. And we're raising and lowering. So the more you can lean forward for this move, the higher up that left leg will come. Right? If you need to be more upright, that's fine. Right? You can even use a chair or a wall to help support you if you need it. Okay? So keep on rocking and rolling. Keep on lifting through. I lost my focal point. You don't want to watch me fall over. Okay, keep on cruising through it. Lifting and back. You got 15 seconds. Taking your time. Keep breathing, okay? 10 seconds. You're almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Shake those legs out. Left leg is forward. Right leg is back. We're hinged. We're lifting and lowering. Okay, so nice and controlled. Core is tight. Try to keep that right leg as straight as you can as it lifts. Control that leg on the way down, right? Don't just let it slam. You want to be the control that lets that leg fall, right? Gravity isn't going to take over for you. Okay, take your time. Lifting and back. We have 15 seconds. And then we hip hinge. Doing a great job. 10 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You're going to relax. You're grabbing those weights. And we are going to hip hinge. So feet are shoulder width apart. You're going to come down. So that your shins. Stand up and squeeze. Come down, press your hips back. Up and squeeze. So nice and controlled motions. It does not have to be fast, right? You want to press your hips back, up and squeeze. Press down and back, right? So it's nice and controlled. Remember, you should feel it in the backs of your legs, not in your quads, right? We are using our glutes. We are using our hamstrings, not our quads. If you feel it in your quads, that means you are squatting. You're not hip hinging, right? And there shouldn't be too much pain in the knees, even with this motion, right? So if you have pain in the knees, push your butt back. It's as simple as that. Okay? You're doing a great job. Nice and controlled. We got about 20 seconds here, right? Then you're just rocking and rolling. Okay, doing a great job. 15 seconds to go. Taking your time. Focusing on that forward. Right? 10 seconds. Right? We're going to do about 3 more. Here's 1. Coming back. Here's 2. Coming back. Here's 3. Coming back. And you're going to relax. So, for our next set, you can grab a quick sip of water if you want. I'm going to. So, our next set, we've got the same setup. It's going to be 3 moves. And this time, you're only going to have 1 dumbbell. So, what we're going to do here, you have 2 actions. So, we're going to do a modified pistol squat. So, your weight is going to stay by your side, your chest. You're going to keep your right leg stationary. You're going to step with your left heel. You'll kind of squat down and come back up. So your left heel will tap the ground. You're going to act like you're going to sit and come back up. If that feels like too much for you, you could do more of just a high knee, right? If that feels too bad to your knee, okay? But if not, follow along here, ready? So left heel steps forward, you squat, you come up. Left heel comes forward, shift those hips back and squat, and come up, right? So it's like you're sitting in a chair. You're just kicking one leg forward. Okay, so really, really, really shift those hips backwards, right? You should almost feel like you're gonna tilt backwards. Okay, there's a chair behind you, you're sitting in the chair, right? Or you can think there's a porta potty. You don't wanna sit on the porta potty, you've gotta hover, right? Whatever you need to imagine to not sit on, that's what's there. Okay, so we got 3 more to this side. So here's 1, right? And you kind of get a nice hamstring activation through that left leg. 1 more here. Okay, so now we're going to switch. So your right leg will step forward, right? And you're going to squat and come back, okay? So heel drops, you sit, you come back up, right? And it's going to feel awkward when you switch sides, and that's okay. So try to just keep a range of motion you can, right? You could do small ranges, right? And you don't even have to sit back that far. Or remember, you could do that high knee march instead, okay? You want to act like you're sitting back in that chair. Okay, we got 3 more. Here's 1, coming back. Here's 2, coming back. Here's 3, coming back. Okay, so now we still have our 1 white. I'm getting an accent now. So you're going to step forward with your right leg, and you're going to press and come back. So step and press, and back. When you step, bend that right knee and come back. So the wider you step, obviously the harder this is going to get, right? So if you're stepping way here, it's going to be harder, right? Small range of motions are just as good. Okay, we got 5 more. Here's 1. Here's 2. Right, taking your time. 3. Here's 4. 1 more. Here's 5. Okay, so now we're stepping forward with the left leg. Ready? And go. So left leg steps. You press. Step and press. And back. Step and press. And back. Step and press. And back. Right? So lots of stability. Lots to think about with these moves. Okay, we got 5 more. Here's 1. Coming back. 2. Coming back. 3. Coming back. 4. Coming back. 5. Relax. Okay, and our next move, you're going to have 1 weight. So we're going to start with weights in our left hand. Our right leg is going to come up. So you're going to curl. Your right leg will come up. You'll press. Your right arm comes down. Then that leg comes down. Right? So if you modify, just be on your tiptoe. Don't bring the leg up. So you curl, lift your right leg. You'll press it up. You'll come back. You'll come down. So that leg doesn't come down until your weight has come back by your waist. Okay, so you really got to control this motion. Okay, when your leg's coming down, make sure it's not just falling. You want to slowly move through each motion here. Okay, and remember, if you modify, your tiptoe is just touching the ground and you're still going to be stabilizing off of that left leg, right? It's still going to be a challenge. So do whichever variation you need to do. We're going to do 4 more. So here's 1. Coming back. Here's 2. Coming back. Here's 3. Right? And then we're going to come back. 1 more to this side. Here's 4. Coming back. And then we're going to switch. So right arm has the weight. Left leg is moving. So you're going to curl and lift. Press. That arm comes down to your waist. Then your leg comes down. So curl, press, back, down, right? Curl, press, back, down. Remember, if you're modifying, you just come up on that left tiptoe, right, and hang tight there. So it'll be a challenge either way you do it. Don't worry about bringing that leg up if you feel like you can't stabilize it, right? I don't want you falling over. Okay, we got 5 more. Here's 1, right, coming down. Here's 2. Coming back. Here's 3. Right, coming down. We got 2 more. 4. Coming down. Last one. 5. Coming down. Right, and then you can relax. So now we're going to repeat all those. We're starting with that pistol squat, right? So that's where you got the weight by your chest. We're going to keep our right leg stationary. The left heel taps. You sit in that chair. You come back up. Left heel taps. You sit back and up, right? So tap, sit, back up, right? Tap, sit, back up, right? If that hurts your knee, just focus on doing a high knee lift, right? Don't worry about doing the squat at all. It's not worth it, right? But if you can do this squat, go for it. Okay, we got 5 more to the side. Here's 1. Coming back. Here's 2. Coming back. 3. I forget how many I said. 5 more. We'll do 5. Here's 4. Right, let's do 1 more. Here's 5. Relax. Okay, so left leg is stationary. Right heel taps. You sit. You come back up. Tap. Sit. Come back up. There's 2. Right? Isn't this fun? It really is, right? You're building so much strength and balance right here. It's not even funny. Okay, you're doing a great job. Nice and controlled. Right? So we got 5 more. Here's 1. Coming back. Here's 2. Coming back. Here's 3. Coming back. 1 more. Here's 4. Coming back. Actually, I have 1 more now. 5, I can count to 5 maybe, and relax. So now we've got our step and our press. So right leg will be stepping forward. We're gonna press and come back, right? So keep that right knee bent. Ready, go. So you'll step and press and back. Step and press and back. So when you step, try to go up onto your left tiptoe. So all of your weight is shifted to that right leg, right? We got 5 more. So here's 1, coming back, 2, coming back, 3, coming back, 4, and back, 5, and back. So now we're switching, we're stepping with the left, ready, and go. So step and press, and back. 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 So there's 5, we got 5 more. Here's 1, coming back, 2, coming back, 3, coming back, 4, and back, 5, relax. And now we got our single arm curl. So right arm has the weight, left leg is gonna come up, okay? So we curl and lift, press, your arm comes down to your hip, then that left leg comes down. Curl, press, back, down, right? Curl, press, back, down. And if you modify, you just stay on that left tiptoe and focus your weight on that right side, okay? But control that left leg if it's coming up. Don't just let it fall, right? That takes the fun out of it. Okay, we got 5 more. Here's 1, coming back. Here's 2, coming back. Here's 3, coming back. Here's 4, coming back. Here's 5, coming back. And we switch. So last thing we have today, left arm is curling, right arm is lifting, right? So our right leg is lifting. Curl, press, back, down, right? Curl, press, back, down, curl, press, back, down, curl, press, back, down, curl, press, back, down. Remember, you can modify if you need to. Curl, press, back, down. We got 4 more. Here's 1, coming down. Here we go. Here's 2, back, down. 2 more. Here's curl, press, back. There's 3. Last one. Curl, press, back, down, and relaxing. There you are. All right, nice short and sweet little workout. Maybe I miscounted. That's probably a likely case.